Ladies and gentlemen, it's a Groove Machine Dome video. A real one. Couldn't get my damn coffee open. I didn't think that felt very hot when he handed it to me. Surprise, it's not. He mustn't know we're here. There you go. I've gotten the motivation to do this. Yeah, the burger was fine. Breakfast burger thing, but coffee's cold, man. That's no good. So, just got back. Renting this beast. $15 an hour, 2-hour minimum, $75 a day. All right, I picked it up at about 8:15. It is now 9. They close at 2. So this guy, we're going to bust all this out. Have I used a jackhammer before? Somebody asks. No. Do I know what the hell I'm doing? No. Has that ever stopped me? No. What I do know is don't put it on your foot. And that's about it. And it's a Hilti even. Never used a Hilti tool. Hilti tools are supposed to be pretty premium. One of the channels I'm subscribed to on YouTube that does a lot of this home renovation. The channel is Home Renovation. We're talking home renovation. He's actually live streaming, basically doing something very similar to what we did here. Tearing apart a whole home. And the last stream he did, he was doing exactly this. Putting some holes in a concrete floor. And someone in the comments said they were doing the exact same thing and had rented, I don't remember what it was. Makita, maybe? And said it wasn't working. So they took it back and got a Hilti. And what took the Makita 2 hours to do, the Makita or the Hilti did in like 30 minutes. So let's see how it goes. That's on and off. And then I think the guy said you just push down to actuate it. Yep. Okay. I'm not going to submit you guys to all this. I'm going to grab an extension cord. I've got some safety squints around here somewhere. There they are. Got my headphones in. You know, all the regular protections. This extension cord is probably not going to be quite robust enough. However, it is just a 15 amp plug. So, excuse me. So we should be fine. And I'm going to plug it in to this wall over here. Because that wall right now has got the fridge and the battery charger for the lawnmower on it. That one's too far away. This one's got nothing going on. So we should be fine. I will return when something has happened. Well, we got it. I mean, it ain't pretty, but wasn't near as thick as I thought. We were real close, but that's some pretty dense stuff. It did not want to break worth a damn. You can see how well it held together anyway. Our pipe is right there. Right here. And right there. Had the saw right over the top of it. Pretty much from here on. Which is fine. Like I said, we're gonna redo this. Put a different valve here. And because I've got this so narrow, we might turn this elbow so the elbow points this way. That way I don't have to elbow. I can just elbow. I'm going to get the rest of this out with the chisel. I didn't want to get the hammer too close to that. Speaking of, it's been half an hour since I started. I finished that. I did a bunch of hand hammering. I guess it's been an hour. Bunch of hand hammering, jackhammering. Car's been having some issues. So I got the car out here purging. See those bubbles? We shouldn't have bubbles there. That could be bad. That might mean sayonara, old friend. We'll see. Or a new head gasket. And might be better to buy a car. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. Anyway, that's all loaded. I'm going to scoop a bunch of this crap out. I'm going to throw it in that bucket. If you recall, under that board is the hole where the drain for the bathtub was. We're going to cap that. I'll use all of this to fill that hole. And we'll just cement over the top of it. I am going to buy, because this is only 1/2 inch. I was really hoping it was going to be 3/4 somewhere I could get to, but it's not. It's only half, so I'm going to buy a 1-inch stick. No, I'm not. I already have some. We're going to run a 1-inch piece of PVC pipe. And then inside that, I'm going to run my PEX. So if in the future we should have any issues, we're not going to have this big mess to worry about. In fact, what I might even do is eliminate that valve entirely. And we'll run over here, up, and then we'll put the valve in the wall. Then I won't have a little, that thing covering up a hole here. We'll just have solid floor. But we'll need to fill this, pack it. One trick I have learned when doing stuff like this, is to keep the camera pointed at what you're doing. When you get it out as clean as you want it, put some water in it. Just get like a 5-gallon bucket and we'll just dump it. And we'll let it dry, because it's going to be a day or two before I get back to finishing this. We're going to let it dry, and that water will settle things quicker and cleaner and more evenly than just about anything else you could do, with much less effort on my part. And I'm all about that today. I've got a gig tonight. So I need that guitar, I need that bag, I need that stool, that mic stand, and that speaker. But I can't put all of this back until that's a little more done. Did not finish my coffee, but I do have a trick, because that's just a waste of coffee, man. It's cold. And I do not microwave coffee. That changes it chemically, and I don't like it. To-go cups. I mean, it's only been like 2 months, but still. Perfect plug for toilet drains. All right, I'm going to lock up in here. There we go. And let the car run and keep bleeding that for another 15 minutes or so, and then I'm going to go take that jackhammer back. Should be $30. Maybe they charge me $45. I don't know. We'll see. What happened there? Poor car. I feel bad. I like this car. This has been a great car. Problems aside. So I noticed one day when I stopped, my radiator fans down there were running. Well, that's weird. The temperature gauge didn't see anything high, so I came out and looked, and this thing is like way up to here. The fill line's there. Well, that's not good. So I opened that and bled some of the pressure out. We're getting there. Well, maybe my mix isn't quite 50-50. Maybe it's a little coolant heavy. or antifreeze heavy. So I put a little extra water in it, thing down. Put a piece of tape I need to get out of there. Oh, we might have it. Don't see any bubbles. Anyway, so well, I know I've changed this and that. I haven't changed the thermostat, so I changed the thermostat, and it was fine. I mean, it's gonna run hot. It's 100 degrees, you know. This is not the best tool for this job. So when I was out today, the temp gauge there got way high. Also, ignore that. It's fine. I've got a bad sensor. I thought, well, I better check that. So, next thing you do after all this other stuff is you bleed the line. Make sure there's no air in it. Okay, fans are running now. See, I should be getting liquid. Hopefully, it's not a bad water pump. That would be a pain in the ass. So that has dropped a little bit, which is good. Don't see anything dropping down there, which is... Oh, got some bubbles. Probably locked this door, didn't I? Damn it. I need my gloves. I don't think I have gloves in my car. Sometimes I do. Today I do not. Damn. A little hot. A little hot. Yeah, we'll let it run another 10-15 minutes or so. If that was big enough, I'll just grab that and burp it that way, but it ain't. Fans are off. Off. Fans are off, sir. Don't open it all the way. So there's an insert goes in that little tube there, a little stem, and then on the top of that insert is a plug. I don't know if you can tell, but right on the side of that there's a little hole, and that's where all the air and everything is supposed to come out. So you have to open this enough to get out of the way. That's what I want to see. I want to see pretty much straight water coming out of there. Or liquid, anyway. We're still fine in there. I'm almost positive there's just a bubble in there somewhere. Because if I come to a stop and then I just rev it a little bit, the temp gauge will drop back down. It's not a steady, it's like a tick, 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 tick. And the gauge could be bad. I don't think it is, because the fans are turning on. I could have a bad sensor that would turn the fans on and off, but it wouldn't really mess with the gauge much. I don't know. I'm gonna get me something cool to drink. But drank. Need me some drank. See you later. Alright, one hole is full. Dumped a couple gallons of water in there. Gonna give it a day or two to, do its thing. Same thing in here. Give it a day or two to do its thing. Plans changed. I priced some PEX versus some just straight PVC, and PVC was way less expensive. So PVC is what we're going to use. About 20 feet, a ½ inch. We are going to remove this valve. We're going to take that elbow, turn it this way, because right now it comes up, over, up, which is 1 bend, 2 bend, 3 bend. It's fine. It's only ½ inch pipe. It ain't a big deal. We don't need a lot of volume, but I do want to be able to water my lawn off of this line, because this line's better than the one going to the house. So we are going to be using PVC. We're going to come up. We're going to turn that elbow. So we have 1 bend, 2 bends. And then we'll have another one going this way. But we are eliminating this elbow here. So it's going to come over. I'm going to bust this up all the way out to over here. We are going to come up to about here. We'll go behind this vent pipe, because that's not going to be a big deal. Shut-off valve will be here. We'll have a T going down here to feed the toilet. I don't know for sure where I'm putting the sink yet. Might be over here. I don't know. It might end up back over here. Wherever it ends up, we'll have a T for the sink, T for the toilet, and then it's going to come out, and we're going to go through this brick, probably about here. And we're going to go so high. The old one was way down there. And I don't know about you, I'm getting to be of an age where I don't want to bend down anymore. So if we put the hose right here, it's just right here. There's no bending, stooping, whatever. It's just going to be right there. So elbow here. All of those fittings, feels so nice. The air conditioner, it's like 90 right now, are in this bag. I couldn't find the hose bib I wanted, so we're going to go with this one. It'll be fine. Our PVC will go into there. See, that's why it sucks, because that's all the hole you get. It's garbage. We'll get a lot of pressure, but not a whole lot of volume. As much as I hate them, I did get a PVC shutoff valve. It needs less room to be attached, where it's not threaded. I can just glue it on. The brass ones are all threaded, and you gotta, and I hate threading onto PVC. If I don't have to, I won't, unless it's PVC. I hate transitioning materials multiple times. So if we didn't, we'd come out galvanized PVC, brass, PVC, brass. It's a lot of different fittings. So I think we're okay though. So give this a couple days. I'll finish busting that out. I'm going to have to call the city. Get them to come out one day, maybe before I go to work. Show me where my main shutoff is. I know where the meter is. I can't find the shutoff. So I'll see if they can tell me. If they do, I'll come out, shut the water off. We'll cut here. And then I should be able to pull all this pipe out. We'll remove this. We'll see if we can turn this. Hopefully we can turn it without too much trouble. Turn it. We'll bust this loose. And then the rest of it's just measure, cut, glue. Measure, cut, glue. Measure, cut, glue. That's how that's going to work. Coming out of the elbow in the floor is going to require one of these. This threads in. Our new pipe will glue in. It's going to go all the way over to the wall, where it will elbow up. And then we will have, I always find it easier to draw a picture. So we'll draw a picture on my messy workbench here. This isn't even the workbench. Out of the wall, up. So wall is here. Tee it this way. Now we're going to rotate. We're now running along the wall. Tee for the sink. Tee for the toilet. In between is our valve. Okay, following me so far? And then when we get to the very end, another elbow going outside of the wall, which goes onto one of these. I really wanted to get a frost-proof one. I did not, because they only had like super long ones, like 2 feet. And I don't need that much. And it's not just something you can put in and cut to size. It's got to be long enough that you can attach to it, but where it stops the water, the thing about these frost-free fittings, frost-free faucets. So imagine this is your faucet. You open and close it here. Here's your feed line. On a normal one, like that one I bought, the valve, the seat, the gasket is all inside the handle. On a frost-free one, there's a stem, and then the gasket seat is way back here. So you open and close it here, but the action is all on this side, which means inside the building, the insulated space where it's not going to get cold, right? So it doesn't freeze because it's inside. Whereas the other one, the water is right at the end, so if it gets cold, it's going to freeze out there. Not great. We have options. I may even go and get a second valve and put one over here for the faucet specifically, so I can turn the faucet off in the wintertime when we get to freezing. That way I can drain all the water out of the line. Everything in here will still be fine. I can still use the sink and the toilet. Other thing I'm going to do, once we get these walls sealed and we frame it back out like they did, we will insulate all of this, and that'll help a lot. It's not going to get so cold in here that it's going to freeze, but just outside of the building there, I worry a little bit. I've got one of those caps that you put on the thing, but you know, they're okay. But I'd rather just, you know, one of those caps is $5. A ball valve to fit on that is, I think, $9. And yeah, you get a little access plate. It's a little plastic door that sticks on the wall, and it's just got a hinge on it that you can open, or you pull the whole thing out. You turn it off, you put it back on. Easy. And those are like $15. They're cheap. So, yeah. That's as far as we're going to get today. I will sweep up and just sweep a lot of this loose stuff over into that hole. Said as it dries, a lot of that's going to settle. And it'll pack tight on its own. We won't have to do any tamping, anything major with it. Yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good. Then I'll finish busting that up before I do any of that stuff. So, what time is it? 2:37? Yep. Gig is at 6. I would like to get about an hour nap in today if I can. So that would need to be from 4 to 5, because I am in desperate need of a shower. It's about a 15-minute drive, about 15 minutes for setting up, which means I usually try and show up between 5:15 and 5:20. So I need to be out of the door no later than 5:20. So maybe nap time will be get me out of bed at 4:30, 4:45. Yeah, that'll probably work. Anyway, thank y'all. I wish the music would keep playing. I don't even care if we get dinged for a thing. Hi, welcome. It's then and now, and so much more. You may notice I have a piece of insulation pulled out. It's because I've decided I want to put an outlet out here, and it's going to go right there. So we're going to do that today. Here is our all-weather box. This is not a great location for it because that wall is textured, but it'll be fine. We can make it work. This box, I threw away the packaging, I think. And we'll take a look at it because it's kind of a neat little thing. Here we go. It's not heavy duty, it's extra duty. But the thing is, acceptable for GFCI, duplex, round, and switch devices. That's what I was looking for. Because this is outside, I'm going to put a GFCI in it. So when I opened the box, I saw this. But these pop out. And it's got one for a light switch or the round outlet. You would pop this out. And it's got an insert for the GFCI. Just snaps in. It's a pain in the neck to open the box one-handed. There we go. Out the side, out the bottom, in through the back. Mounts on the wall. Bloop. And I had to get one that mounts like this because I'm not cutting a hole in the wall big enough to actually put a box in the wall. That's a terrible idea. So got that. Picked up some more plumbing stuff because I had a vision in a dream last night, and I'm gonna alter things a little bit. Not terribly though. We're still a little wet. It's fine. Ain't a big deal. One of the other things we're gonna do today, we're gonna get the broom. We're gonna brush this wall down really good because I also picked up another can of Drylock. This is the stuff we put on the floor. So we'll get the roller and everything out today, and we'll do at least the one wall where we're going to run the pipe for the faucet and all that. There's enough in there, I should be able to do both. Not a big deal. Couldn't remember what I had for masonry bits, so bought a bit to drill the holes for the screws for that. Got some foam because we're going to do the same thing over here, which we did for all the other pipes that run through the wall, the conduit. Drill the hole. We're going to put some PVC in it. We'll run the electrical wire through the PVC, and if there's a gap, we'll put some foam around it. We're going to run our line for this outlet, which is probably right about there, out of this box. So we'll drill a hole in this stud. We'll drill a hole over here. We will come over, up, and out. Or we might go over, up, staple here, out, and that way. That'll make more sense than going to the middle and out and up, because we want it to have a little bit of something to attach to. Got some caulk to go around the faucet and the box. Silicone, I guess. I think Dynaflex is the right stuff. I never remember. But it'll be fine. Yeah, that's the day today. This stuff, like I said, still needs a little while to dry. I'm going to let it dry. I'm going to do another bucket of water on each, maybe a day before I come out to pour the concrete. I'm going to have to get some more concrete because I don't have enough. I've got enough to maybe do this much. So that'll be probably one bag, not quite, one 80-pound bag. Might be able to do it with a 60, maybe a 60 and a half, I don't know. And then over here, it's probably going to be 3 bags. But we want to make sure that this is wet when we pour it, so it doesn't soak all the moisture out of our mix. We want the mix to be wet when we put it in. So, like I said, about a day before we come out and do the concrete, we'll put some more water in there just to keep it damp. That won't be today. Today is this. And the reason we're doing this is because when I have to come out here and set up my saw and do anything else, I've got to plug into there, which means I got to leave the door open. Which means hot, cold, bugs, the cats are in and out, all that stuff. And it just makes sense to have an outlet on the outside. So that's what we're going to do. So we need to shut the power off to that outlet, which means we will lose internet for a little bit. east outlet. Boom. Lamp turned off. The thermometer turned off. We still have lights. We still have fridge. We still have power over here. That's why I did it that way, man. So unplug that. Unplug that. So I pulled this out. We'll need to pull a portion of this out. I didn't want to cut this, but I think I will cut this. We can cut it here and pull this piece out, and then just fish from there. So I got to go to the other shed, get the hammer drill, get the bit, get the speed bore for the 2x4s, get a piece of PVC pipe, and I guess we'll need the power line, won't we? We'll need the wire. So we'll do that, and I'll be back with you when we've made some progress. One thing I probably failed to mention, and it's something I failed to mention because I didn't think about it, because, you know, it's just a standard thing, and I assumed everybody knew. That box needs a box. And I didn't mention it because I'm like, well, I've got a box. I'll just show putting the box on, right? So I went through all of my stuff. I have 4 different kinds of box. I don't have the right box for that. So I had to go buy a box. And this is the kind of box we're using. This is a little deeper than your average because we're using a GFCI, and that's a little deeper. So this attaches to the wall. You see it's got a hole on top and the bottom and the back. It comes with a couple of plugs. You see there and there. We'll cap off the 2 holes on the top and the bottom. This goes on the wall. Outlet goes in this. That box goes over the top of this. That's how that works. Sorry about that. I hope you weren't doing it right in the middle of the video, because then I let you down. I apologize. Was there egg on my face, though, when I went back? Not really. Rarely do you have to make a single trip. I found a length of wire that was left over from a previous project, and we're just going to use it because it's more than long enough to do what I need to do. And it looks like our sleeve fell out. Probably when I was running the wire through. That's okay. We'll be fine. It is several hours later. We both said some things we didn't mean. And I have band practice. So I get to start loading up for that. This ended up being just the worst project ever. This stuff is so weak right out here because it's so uneven. I couldn't get the damn thing to mount. So I had to build a thing. This is water, gasket sealed. It's all, no water's getting in there. We still have the same PVC pipe and everything situation. I just could not get the box to mount to the wall. It just refused. So yeah, ended up being a bit of a project, but it works. I came out and tested it. We got the green light. We're good. Why didn't you put the board all the way out to keep water off of this? I likely will. This is just tacked in with a couple of brads, but this is watertight. These need to be siliconed. That's been siliconed. Everything's fine. Water will not get into the box. And then, band's calling. Just ran the line out through the wall.